Welcome, Poetry Changes Lives, Poetry History Thought for the Day. As usual in my one book, I enjoy doing this. I hope you enjoy listening. Just putting a bit of poetry into me every day makes me happy. And I don't have that many things that make me happy on such a sort of instant result basis, but this does. PoetryChangesLives.com is the website. You can read more about it there. You can sign up to receive a daily email for free. You can buy the book there if you wish, or you can just read about poetry of all kinds. Today I'm talking about the day in 1184 BC, that's over 3,000 years ago, when the city of Troy was sacked by the Greek armies. What had happened was that Paris, the son of the king of Troy, Priam, had fallen in love with and captured the wife of Menelaus, the Greek king of Sparta. Enraged, the Greeks came in force in many, many boats to force them to give her up again and to teach them a lesson. All this is almost mythology. It's impossible to verify accurately. It seems more likely that the Greek expedition was some kind of trade war, because the supposed site of Troy on the Bosphorus is right at the center of the great sea trade route between east and west. And there's no doubt that there was some sort of battle, war that went on as a result. Homer, of course, immortalised it, and the later Roman poet Horace pointed out that, it's such a vital role that Homer or any historical poet has to keep alive memory and history. And he puts it so beautifully. I'm going to read it to you, what Horace says about Homer, and I'll read it in the original Latin because I think it sounds so lovely, first of all, and then I'll give you a translation. It's quite short, actually. Here we are. Horace, talking about Homer in Latin. Vixere fortis ante Agamemnona, multi sed omnes ilacrimabiles, urgentur ignotique longa, nocte current, quia vate sacro. Beautiful Latin words, so sonorous somehow. Here's the translation. Many great men have lived before Agamemnon, but they all lie through the long night, unmourned and unrecognized, because they lacked a sacred bard. They lacked someone like Homer, the immortal poet who was the sacred bard for the war, the Trojan Wars. Very moving, really. Many great men lived before Agamemnon. Think about it. We all need a sacred bard to some degree to keep our memories alive. Well, Homer was such a huge influence on not just poetry but on history as well, that many subsequent writers have referenced him. It's really the start of civilized writing in many ways. I'm going to read Elizabethan playwright Christopher Marlowe's few lines on a similar subject, the Trojan War and Helen of Troy, and it's from his play Dr. Faustus, which is the story of the man, the medieval doctor who sold his soul to the devil in reply for instant gratification of anything he wished to have while he was alive. And he chose to meet Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in history. These are his famous lines when that meeting is arranged by the devil. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burned the topless towers of Iliad? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Her lips suck forth my soul, see where it flies. Come, Helen, come, give me my soul again. Here will I dwell, for heaven is in these lips, and all is dross that is not Helena. Two very, very beautiful pieces of poetry that I think, written by, as Horace calls them, immortal bards. And that's how we remember things, because of their beauty in many respects. And if somebody had just said, Dr. Faustus sold his soul to the devil and asked to meet Helen of Troy as one of his wishes while still alive, nobody would really have remembered it for that long. But here we are, 500 years after Christopher Marlowe, still venerating his words. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burned the topless towers of Iliad? I wish you all a good day. Today I will remember Dr. Faustus and not allow instant gratification to deflect me from my long-term needs. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.